Hebrews 7:12-20. For when there is a change in the priesthood, there is of necessity an alteration of the law concerning the priesthood as well. For the one of whom these things are said belonged not to the priestly line, but to another tribe, no member of which has officiated at the altar. For it is obvious that the Lord sprang from the tribe of Judah, and Moses mentioned nothing about priests in connection with that tribe. And this becomes more plainly evident when another priest arises who bears the likeness of Melchizedek, who has been constituted a priest, not on the basis of a bodily legal requirement, an external imposed command concerning his physical ancestry, but on the basis of the power of an endless and indestructible life. For it is witnessed of him, you are a priest forever after the order rank of Melchizedek. So a previous physical regulation and command is cancelled because of its weakness and ineffective and uselessness. For the law never made anything perfect, but instead a better hope is introduced, through which we now come close to God. And it was not without the taking of an oath that Christ was made priest, where Jesus was made priest. Continuing on to verse 28. This is verse 21. For those who formerly became priests received their office without it being confirmed by taking an oath by God. But this one was designated and addressed and saluted with an oath. The Lord has sworn and will not regret it or change his mind. You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. In keeping with the oath's greater strength and force, Jesus has become the guarantee of a better, stronger agreement, a more excellent and more advantageous covenant. Again, the former suggestive line of priests was made up of many, because they were each prevented by death from continuing perpetually in office. But he holds his priesthood unchangeably, because he lives on forever. Therefore he is able also to save the uttermost, completely, perfectly, finally, and for all time and eternity, those who come to God through him, since he is always living to make petition to God, intercede with him, and intervene for them. Here is the high priest, perfectly adapted to our needs, as was fitting, holy, blameless, unstained by sin, separated from sinners, and exalted higher above than the heavens. He has no day-by-day necessity, as do each of these other high priests, to offer sacrifice, first of all for his own personal sins, and then for all the people, those of the people, because he met all of the requirements once for all when he brought himself as a sacrifice which he offered up. For the law sets up men in their weakness, frail, sinful, dying human beings, as high priests, but the word of God's oath, which was spoken later after the institution of the law, chooses and appoints as priest one whose appointment is complete and permanent, a son who has been made perfect forever.